Hey, what's up? Happy New Year to our patrons on the Patreon. I know there's not a whole lot of you, but I do appreciate every one of you. I do work on this full time, so I could use the money. So I'm trying to make it better for you as well. I've picked up a better system for streaming and stuff like that, so I should be able to analyze fights for you and also draw on the screen and analyze it for you and stuff like that. So I hope to use these tools in the future. So let's watch this fight from Roadshow Episode 2. It is the match between Tony Zaldua and Richard Garcia, Roadshow Episode 2. Now, this is a really cool fight because it's a really good display of play, counterplay, counterplay. And I'll walk you through that as we go along. And of course, I'll go through some of the tech and stuff like that as well. So let's go ahead and it's already going. So now this was a cool fight for me, especially because Tony is number one in the league, and so anyone who can give Tony a run for his money is special, So I can't wait to put these two back together again one more time because that was quite a good fight. Okay, kind of a floating hit, sort of flat attack from Garcia. It was Aldua coming down from the top and then sort of a hooking like attack. But it's hard for the referees to see though. But that's a good move. That's a really good way to avoid flat cuts. Okay, good play from Tony there. Feints low, lets Garcia try to come in for the counter hit, and he interrupts him on the way in. So that's a good tempo thing. 1-2, hit twice. It's kind of like the double chop thing that William Alonso did in his match with Brandon Nice. Okay, I think that was also a hook there. A little hard to see though. Might have to wait for the replay there. Hooking action, yeah, good hooking action right there. So let's make sure that you understand how hooks work. Let's go ahead and look at that again. The way a hook works is you're gonna have your hand at a particular target area. So Tony's hand is right around here, right? Then so what Garcia's going to do is going to take a side swipe horizontally like this, right? So what Zaldua is going to do is he's going to raise his hand up here like that and then cut downwards at the target. Okay, so let's go ahead and check that out one more time here and see how it goes. There it is. See, he avoids the hit and then he cuts down at the target. That's a hook. Nice play. It was a little bit subtle though. I'm not sure the refs were able to see that though. And there it is again, another hook, okay? So Tony's like, okay, I didn't get the first time, I'm going to get the second time, right? So again, another flat action coming down the midsection horizontally. Tony's target is right here. He elevates it up. Then cuts downward at the target right there, okay? Really nicely done. It's one of the cooler kills that you can earn. Hooks are a great way to deal with flat attacks. Okay, when I say flat, what I mean is any attack that is horizontal at your midsection, right about where your hand is in your forward guard position. That's a very hard position to shield or deflect, okay? So an evasion is often the best move, and that is a hand evasion, okay? Now that was a really cool play right there. Let's go ahead and look at that one real fast. Great defense on behalf of Garcia. Probably blocking that attack a little bit low on the blade though. Would have been better a bit higher up, okay? Just to keep the blade away from his hands, but he knocks the attack aside and is able to come in real fast with a counter movement for the 3 points, okay? Also note what Zaldua is doing, okay? Zaldua doesn't seem to have had much of a game plan, right? He just swept in to go for the hit, and Garcia was ready for it, shielded it, and counterattacked, right? So Zaldua was sort of caught sleeping there, okay? So he could have done better. So, but nicely done for Garcia. Nice three-pointer for his defense. Looked like a simultaneous hit there. Not much going on. Seemed like mutual head contact there, so everyone's dead. So, interesting play from Zaldua. I think he came in with a rear guard or something like that. Rear guard's always going to slow you down a little bit. They are intimidating, but if your opponent is in a forward setup position, then you may not really get there first. Okay, so it looks like nothing really happened there. Okay, possible defense for Garcia there. Looks like it was a hand shot though, right there. Very nice, good. So again, that's a good lesson on the flat cut. And I think you're going to see this lesson over and over in this matchup. Okay, those horizontal cuts at the midsection are hard to block. You don't really want to block those most of the time unless you're truly, truly stellar at your defense, right? So you want to be careful with those. A hooking cut is going to be a lot better, or possibly a float over that could also work as well. Okay, we're at 6-3, and I think that was another repeat of an action there. So Tony did that earlier. He feinted low, draw the action in from Garcia. Garcia comes in, and Tony's plan is to hit him on the second action. He cuts too early, and then Garcia is able to charge in on his whiff and that hit there. So that was pretty nice. A little bit lucky for Garcia, though, because he actually could have been hit on the remise from Zaldua, but he wasn't and was able to catch it. Okay, defense for Garcia, so he gets a 3-pointer there. Nice defense right there, good deflection. It just shows that you can defend while moving forward, okay? You just have to be prepared and have the right distance. Okay, and honestly, Zaldua probably cutting a little bit early for that one. Ooh, nice, very nice. Okay, so this is a good demonstration of distance control, okay? And understanding where you are in space, okay? So Zaldua comes in for the attack, okay? Garcia moves in to deflect, but he doesn't make contact with the blade, okay? Which tells him he's not close enough, right? So he doesn't take it. He doesn't pursue, okay? He waits for the second action, then he takes the blade and pursues, okay? So that's really, really smart. So, anyway, so that's a really, really nice fight so far. Great defense, but just goes to show you how great defense can carry you through the matchup. Okay, so those are 3-pointers that Garcia is earning, and it really jets you up there really, really quickly. I would say one of the main lessons to take from this first round is having a backup plan. Okay, so right now Zaldua is going in with the first intention strategy. That means he's trying to snipe in, right? He's trying to score on those first hits. Garcia is ready. He's on a first intention defensive posture. What that means is his plan is to receive attacks from Zaldua, like right here. He receive attack and then counterattack, right? I think from the slow-mo, you could probably tell that Garcia was in fact hit on the indirect, but it wasn't visible to the referee, so he got the defense there. Okay, so right now, Garcia is a one step above Zaldua's attack plan right now. Zaldua's attack plan is to hit first on the first contact. Garcia's plan is to receive the first hit, defend it, and then counterattack, okay? So Zaldua is going to need to up his strategy a little bit. Alright, so Zaldua gets a snipe on there, Garcia with 3, and Zaldua with 2. Okay, Zaldua using a lot of little flicks forward to try to draw something out there. Probably got an indirect snipe onto Garcia there. Let's check out the slow-mo, and a little hard to tell. I think I would have still called it an indirect hit, but I believe head ref Patricia gave him 2 points for that one. So interesting play here. Nice straight vertical attack there, and that was probably a defense there, I believe. Referees call defense. So this was a good demonstration here, okay? So Garcia comes in, he whiffs, right? Zaldua thinks he has a chance to come in, right? But look, Garcia has a game plan, right? Remember, always have a plan, okay? And it doesn't matter where it's not a plan for what to do if this happens. That's not what you want to do, because that will slow you down, okay? So Garcia isn't going into this thinking, I'm going to swing, and if I miss, I'm going to counter parry and then come in again. What he's doing is, I'm going to swing, I'm going to counter parry no matter what, okay? That way his plan of action is already pre-planned, and it's going to happen quickly. He doesn't need to waste time observing what's going on and then making an action, okay? He already has it in his head, okay? So that's why he's able to do that really quickly. It's really important to have a game plan. Right now, Zaldua does not have a game plan, okay? He swings and then he does nothing. He has no plan after that, right? I think Garcia paid for that one a little bit. He had himself in a shield 2 position, sort of, and it cost him to have to swing around slowly, so he might have lost points there. Okay, so Zaldua picked up that first touch there, so that didn't work out for Garcia in that case. So they're tied at 6-6 there. But remember the idea, okay? Always have a plan. Always have a backup. Let's see what happened here. It looks like first touch for Zaldua, and it looked like it to be an interception as well, so Garcia came in too late. Snipe on the hand there. And Garcia was not en route because he was attempting a defensive action. 8-6 for Zaldua. Again, a good example of a shield where, and I think you'll see it here, shield, no contact, so he's not in range. Okay, so he lays off, doesn't pursue. Okay, waits for the second action. Nice shield, beautiful shield. Okay, and gets a great swipe right there. Okay, good angle on the shield too. Okay, it did a really good job knocking it downwards towards the floor, away from himself. Like, that's a really good shield. Really more of a deflector, if I'm really honest. All right, 9-8 for Zaldua, and that last point was thrown out. And here we go. And oh, okay. I think Garcia rushed in a little too quick. You can see this is smart though. He tries to go. He realizes he's not going to make it. Okay, and he actually draws back to try to defend himself, right? And remember, it's worth defending yourself. As long as you make contact with the blade while you're defending, you know, there's a good chance you can reduce the hit to a single point. Okay, so that worked out good for him. Okay, again, good game plan, right? He has a game plan, right? He swings, misses, but he already has a response, land shield response, and then come in with the counter action, okay? That's really, really smart. That's called second intention offense. His first attack isn't necessarily intended to score. It's intended to draw out the attack from the opponent. Then he's going to shield the attack and then score on the second action. That's called second intention, okay? And also, let's take a moment to look at the technique here real fast, okay? That slight improvements possible for technique. So let's go back here. Swings, he shields, okay? Okay, now look at this, all right? You see how that blade is whipping in on him, right? That's happening because he's not shielding at the optimal position, okay? Position for his blade is decent, okay? But the position on Tony's blade is not so good, okay? If you shield an attack in the middle of the blade, that blade is going to whip in on you, okay? And now, technically, whip-ins don't count for points, okay? But you don't want to risk it. First of all, whips hurt a lot, okay? So you don't want to get hit by that. And second, it may get called against you, okay? And so you don't want that to happen to you. So you want to avoid that if you can. So this would have been ideal if he had his blade a little bit further back. So here's his hand, and he had shielded it with the blade right about there, okay? The blade is not going to whip in nearly as hard if he shields it a lot closer to the distal tip of the blade, okay? That would not whip in as much, and it would have protected him, okay? I can't tell if that actually hit him or not, but it could have, okay? And so you want to avoid that if you can. So if you're shielding, you want to shield more towards the further tip of the opponent's blade. That's going to be the weakest point. It's going to be the part that is going to be your best defensive position, okay? Now, if you are deflecting, that's something different, though, so keep that in mind. But for a shield like that, that is a shield, you want to shield towards the distal tip of the blade, okay? Otherwise, great, beautiful kill for Garcia. Again, a great display of having a plan, okay? So as I'll do is down 2-0 right now, okay? And he really, really needs to figure out what to do. He's really got to have a game plan coming in. And I think those are the main lessons to have from these first 2 rounds, and a good reason for why Garcia is dominating these rounds. He's got great defense, and he has a game plan. He's ready to do something as soon as his attack misses. That's really, really important. Anyway, I hope you're having a good new year so far, 2021. I really hope that we all have a better 2021 coming up. Let's go ahead and follow along with the replays here. Again, a good example of distance observation, right? He knows he's not in range for the counterattack, right? So if you're shielding and nothing happens, you may be too far away, okay? That does assume you have good shielding technique, though. So if you're shielding way out in front of you, though, where you're going to pick up the blade no matter what, then that's not good, okay? You want to remember to keep your shields close to you and your deflectors close to you. When you actually miss the attack on your defense, then that is a good indicator that you're too far away from your opponent and you don't want to pursue anything, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, so in this case, possibly a little sloppy for Garcia. He doesn't normally do that so far. He did two straight attacks without defending, actually. So that was interesting. It's not his normal behavior. So Zadu lands first hit. I think I might land first hit on this one as well. It looks like possibly no points. He's really keeping his hand back, and you'll note he's moving back. Okay. He's not taking any risk right now, okay? Okay, nicely done. Nice snipe, okay? Look at this, okay? Snipe and escape, right? And he's doing it really, really low. He's taking advantage of Garcia's weakness, which is that Garcia is not used to dealing with attacks at that range, okay? Nice play for Zaldua there. I think that was a foot shot. Just barely made it right there. Okay, let's talk about something that Garcia could have done better, though, okay? So Garcia could have used a slip cut, okay? And this is something that he's not going to be used to probably because of his Olympic fencing, Olympic saber background. But if he did epee, he would know how to do this, right? So he did if he if you're slipping your foot back, okay, that's a great way to protect your feet, okay, rather than using shields, right? But you don't want to miss the opportunity to avoid the low hit and swing in on the opponent at the same time, okay? He might have been able to double this out, or he might have been able to land on the head, in which case he would have received a head over foot priority hit, which would have been really, really good, okay? So that would have been a great way to catch up on some points here, because he's at 5-0 right now, okay? So Zaldua is really coming in hard right now, and Garcia is making some mistakes. All right, let's see what we got here. Nice defense from Garcia. Again, good call. Oh, yeah. Great footwork on this one. It was a bit of a stutter, kind of a balestra. Let's see if we can go over that. All right, here he's coming in. And watch this, okay? So now watch this, okay? Look where his feet are right now, okay? This back foot is going to land on the floor, okay? But watch this, okay? This front foot is not going to land, okay? Look, that back foot has landed now, but this front foot is not coming down. He's going right into a lunge, okay? So that's a really, really great footwork thing right there, okay? You'll note how unprepared Tony was for that, and that's because of the fancy footwork that Garcia was using, okay? He did sort of a double step, okay? It's a kind of advanced footwork, especially if you learn footwork from us through our learning program. This is some advanced footwork, okay? That was a really, really cool play. Great, if you could master that, you can really, really fool your opponent as to your timing, okay? All right, let's see what we're doing here. Tony's changing directions quite a bit. Looked like a simultaneous there. You want to be careful. Tony is really, really tricky, okay? It really pays to be tricky, okay? You'll see how he goes up and down like that to try to fool his opponent as to what elevation he's going to be reaching for, okay? I think it looked like it might have landed first for Zaldua, but it was close enough that the referees called it nothing there, okay? Okay, here we go. More really cool footwork from Garcia, but it seemed like it was sort of a simultaneous movement there. Now Garcia's definitely got Tony's number on this here, because he has much better footwork and much better defense though. And yeah, wow, that was a really good defensive play right there. Beautiful. So remember, if you're going to use a rear guard, meaning you're fighting from the back, that's fine and everything. But remember, if your opponent sees where you're going, you are slowing yourself down. You're literally taking twice as long to get from here to the target as if you were doing it from the front, okay? So Garcia has plenty of time to watch this. Deflector 5 this, okay, and come in for a counterattack, okay? If you are being deflected with like a deflector 5 or 6, there's almost no chance that you're going to survive that, okay? You're almost certainly going to get killed by that, okay? So be careful when you do that, okay? Bit of a crash. I see nothing on that one. 5-6. So I'll do it in the lead. So I do a fainting low and going high. Very smart. Really tricky. Always try to go in different directions. So do it going low, and again, repeat of an earlier play. Faint low, and look, again, if Garcia had used a slip, see, look, he used a shield instead, right? He slipped, that was good, but if he had used a slip cut and came down off the top at the same time he did the slip, he might have been able to score a kill here. Now, Tony is far away, okay? He is palming, okay? But you can reach for this too, okay? If you can go for a target, you can want to swing, okay? We do teach the low shield, 7, 8, 2, and 1. Okay, we teach those for completeness, but the slip is much more effective, okay? And attacking at the same time that you slip is a much, much better way to conduct yourself in competition, okay? And then Zaldua comes in with the remise on the second action as Garcia runs into it, okay? So smart play from Zaldua. Very tricky. 8-5 for Zaldua. Fainting low, and he goes exactly where he said he was going to go, and he does it real fast, though. Nice snipe right on the hand there, okay? Again, that is a tough area to defend, okay? You want to be really careful, okay? So Garcia's caught trying to use a defensive movement there. Not smart against a flat attack. So Zaldua has changed the game plan a little bit. I would say he is going a bit harder and faster than before, but I'm also seeing that he's doing much more to attack while also retreating at the same time. I feel like he's getting caught a lot less flat-footed after his attacks miss, which is really, really good for him. And I think the commentators were ready to keep the match going, so that's went right into the round 4. Looked like a snipe for Zaldua. Oh, no, that was a little hard to tell. I couldn't quite see what happened there. A little bit tricky. So Zaldua picking apples, as my boy Steve says, okay. Nice defense, and I think Garcia rushing into a little bit too hard, okay? Parries, misses. Counterattack from Tony. Parry. Miss. And then Tony comes in with the counterattack. Okay, Garcia getting a bit sloppy here. Nice stutter there. Nice stutter. He does this little bit of stutter with his footwork here. Thup, 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 right there. And comes in. Nice. Catching Zaldua completely off guard. That was really cool footwork. So you can see how tempo really, really makes a big difference, okay? You can really fool your opponent. There was a guy in fencing who would do the skitter. He'd go like this on the floor and freak people out. It's a really cool movement. All right. Anyway, ooh, very nice timing there. Good timing there. I think Zaldua had a bit of a wobble there too. He's it's not on the replay there, but he had a bit of a wobble as well. So he did something cool to try to fool Garcia. So that was a nice play there. He's really going hard. He's really trying hard. You know, you can tell he's just moving a lot faster. Okay. I feel like Garcia got there first on this one. No. Let's do it. Definitely Alara first there. But no call for this one. 6-2 for Zaldua. Garcia's in some trouble, you know. Garcia, I feel like he's gotten a little bit sloppy. There it is again. Garcia comes in and he whiffs, but he fails on his defensive action. So Zaldua coming up over the top there. Nice movement right there. Okay, seems like an indirect hit. No, straight shot to the hand, and that takes it to Zaldua for 10 points. Wow, 10-2, really dominated this round. I feel like Zaldua didn't do anything terribly fancy in this one, but he just went a lot harder. But I think he's doing a lot better staying out of the way though. He's really kiting, keeping his distance. He got caught flat-footed a couple times whenever Garcia was able to do some of his fancier footwork movements, but for the most part, I think Zaldua is doing a good job of staying away. He's not getting into those situations where he's swinging and Garcia has parried his attack and is coming in with the counterattack, and Zaldua's blade is nowhere to be found. Okay, however, his body is because he wasn't moving, right? So in this case, he's just not there as much, right? He's not in the space where Garcia needs him to be, and Garcia is having to push further and deeper, and it's causing him to put himself in danger. So I think that's probably the principal thing that Zaldua is doing right now. I think he's moved into a second intention offensive posture at this point, meaning that he's attacking, he's letting Garcia defend, then letting Garcia whiff, and then he's coming in on the whiff. Let's see what we got here. Bit of a snipe there. No, I think parry on the first movement. Nice parry, and then look how much further Garcia has to step in. He's got to take in at least 1 or 2 steps before he can lunge, right? Because Zaldua's getting the heck out of there, okay? And Zaldua's interrupting his counterattack, okay? So Garcia's got to figure out a way to deal with that, okay? He's not doing as good of a job reading his range right now, okay? So that was good. Zaldua goes for the foot, but that was definitely a head over foot shot, so Garcia gets 1 point. Okay. Flying attack there. Another example of the dominant strategy here. Letting Garcia whiff, and then Zaldua coming in. Garcia's got to do a better job of swinging the blade and then getting his hand out of there. He's keeping his hands up in the front too much. Okay, another nice kite. You can see that. Hit the hands and then get the heck out of dodge. Okay, really good job getting out of there. Really good job surviving. Okay, so Tony has the game plan. He has the plan to hit and move. Okay, or hit and move at the same time. Okay. All right, another good example. Okay, Garcia swings in, misses, parries, misses. Okay, and then rather than wait, he went again. Okay, he's getting a little impatient, right? He's not judging his distance properly. Okay, as he's not doing as well as he was. Okay, he should have backed off. That's the game plan for Zaldua right now. Okay, he's keeping away, right, and drawing Garcia in where he can make mistakes. So far, Zaldua again dominating this round, just like the last round. A little hard to tell on that one. Seemed like it was a simultaneous. Garcia may be frustrated at this point, but he's. I feel like he's definitely rushing in. Okay, another nice defense there. He didn't take the bait. He didn't go all the way in, so that was smart. Okay, you can see that Zaldua's big whiff. Defend. swing, whiff, whiff, okay? Okay, so Garcia kept his distance, so that was good, okay? But then at this point, he made a mistake here, okay? Although maybe there were no points there, so maybe it didn't matter. Okay, all right, good example here of shielding errors. Watch this. So Patricia saw a proper shield and a counterattack. However, I was able to spot that the blade fell through. So let's look at the shield here. Okay, so you can see it's a good shield, right? It's in a good position, right? And blade is angled downwards. That allows the attack to arrive and then slide or bounce down the other way, away from the hands, right? So that's really good, right? However, what happens when you're about to deliver your return, though? Watch this, okay? He's turning his blade. It's not holding that downward angle anymore. He lets it go, and the blade falls down on top of him, okay? And so, therefore, he can't get that point, okay? One part of the reason that he made this error is because he went in too deep. So watch this. Okay, so you'll see he did land a hit where Tony's head was right there. So his return was way, way too deep, okay? That's part of what allowed that blade to land on him. If he had gone for a more local target, which would have been his hand, let's go ahead and wind it back and try to observe that. So shield, release, okay? And look where his hand is. Okay, that would have been the prime target to go for, okay? He went in too deep. That's exactly what allowed the malformation of the shield ultimately and allowed that blade to fall on top of him, okay? So go for the nearest target that you can, okay? Only go for the deeper target if he pulls the hand out completely, okay? Right? As you can see, he left that hand in position, okay? He left it in the front, okay? He could have picked that hand off, all right? That would have been a much better way to deliver that counterattack. Okay, so we're going to be at 1-6, I believe, for the indirect hit. And we're at just about the conclusion of this matchup. Tony flicking the blade around up and down. Bit of a simultaneous, not really sure. It's calling for simultaneous. Tony rushing in there, wow. Moving his blade quite around, another defensive play, and yep, that's exactly what he planned. Okay, swing, parry, and back up enough to force Garcia to charge in. And he's completely vulnerable, and Zaldua smacks him, okay? Again, Garcia did so much a better job in the first 2 rounds of gauging when he was in the right position and when he was not, okay? I think at this point, I think he lost something here. He just was not able to gauge the distance properly. And that's really where he suffered. So that's the end of this fight. Amazing matchup, okay? A great display of play, counterplay, counter-play, right? So this started out with Zaldua going in first, trying to get those snipes, okay? First intention offense. Then Garcia countered with first intention defense, meaning his plan is to receive the attack, deflect it, and then counterattack, right? Then Zaldua counteracts in the 3rd round by changing his strategy. What he does is he attacks short, and in fact, he attacks short, and while he's moving back, so he has some distance, Garcia defends and pursues, okay? And then it allows Zaldua to force him to, right here, it allows him to make mistakes by forcing him a lot deeper than he wants to go, okay? And therefore, he's able to win on second intention offensive play. What Garcia would have needed to do is possibly bide his time, wait back, be a little bit more patient, or move into a second intention defensive posture, which would have been the next rung up on the ladder of strategy. So anyway, I hope this is useful to you. Understand the first intention, second intention, offense, and defense. It can be super, super helpful to you, okay? Watch your own matches, or watch your teammates' matches, and you will start to see this all over the place, okay? Well, if they know how to defend, if they're defenders, if they know how to swing and move away from whiffs and counter against whiffs, then you'll see it. If they're just crashing each other, then maybe you won't see it, okay? But I encourage you to try to follow that line of gameplay, that line of strategy. It's really, really going to up your game. By the way, I'll also like to thank our current patrons. Without them, this video would not be possible. So we really, really appreciate all of you. I'd like to thank Shane Ruth, Chris Ryan, Josh Blum, Matt Hopper, and Adam Spencer for being our patrons. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to become a patron, please visit patreon.com/lightspeedsaber. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope that this whole setup worked out for you. I really liked it, actually. Let me know if you have any feedback, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and hopefully we'll be back outside again soon so we can start doing tutorials on techniques again, okay? Thanks so much. Have a healthy and safe 2021. Bye-bye.